Hello YouTube, my name is Lycan and welcome to a Fallout 76 experience guide. In this video I'm basically going to go through the ways to earn easy experience. Now that the double XP is over, it's going to be a lot more difficult to earn XP. I'm currently level 280 and I'm about a quarter way through. Firstly I want to tell you which ones you should be getting in terms of, well, anything like that. First you're going to need some brains, which you can buy by Scorchbeasts, but their drop rate is a little bit more annoying. Just go over here and good. I've already got one, so I've got 3 so far. Now the reason I've got a bunch of brain fungus and all that is due to the berry mentats. You'll need that. Just before I do anything else, I'd highly recommend having both green thumb. So when you come to collecting the resources, and I just don't want to remove something that's going to weaken me. If you put on super duper, you'll have an extra chance of. I'm sure there's another perk. I believe it's in intelligence. Yeah, you double the quantity when you craft one. So I'd recommend getting that one as well. Let's just start with that. So once you have the perks that you need, obviously you equip them. You have to move some perks around. So now I've got super duper and the chemist. You get ×2. Unfortunately it never came off. Normal mentats require fire camps, carrot flowers and brain funguses. Now the brain fungus can be, if you come over to here and then go around here, there's a gap and you can find roughly about 30 in this entire highway. Most of you should know it, but just in case you don't, that's where you can get a bunch of brain fungus. For the fire camps can be found anywhere around the forest. As well as the I'm trying to remember everything, as well as the agriculture research center. You can find roughly about 3 or 4 separate plants there, but with green thumb that's double that basically. That's how you can get your mentats. Carrot flowers as well can easily be. What the hell was that? I think there's something going on outside. No issue. I think that was the nuke card actually. The carrot flowers can be found all around White Springs in the main area, just below the actual building where people mostly put their camps up. You can find them all there, nice and easy. The next one is the berry mentats, brain fungus, same again. Mentats themselves, you can find them by vendors selling them, you can find them on random drops, usually by bosses. Mainly, you know the ones with the higher level ones basically, you know what I mean, I hope. They're usually higher level, and will usually have a star I believe. Not 100% sure, I can't remember on that. Firecracker berries, they're easy. They literally, where White Spring Stations is, God, I'm really discombobulated with the map lately. Right here, just go along here, along the wall, and you'll find more than you'll ever need. And Starlight Berries is slightly more annoying. You can find one around here at the Tyler County Dirt Track, and you can also find 2 at the Isolated Cabin. Here you can find one where the truck is, and on the house opposite of where the truck is. So that's a good 6 right there, as I have. Now I need to reset my perks out. This is the more annoying part. Sorting out all my perks and putting the ones that I use back on. There are times where I actually forget to remove that and put them back on and craft something else, and I didn't make another one. That's when you realise. I don't know if anybody else has done that. Now I'm going to head down to West Tech and show you what the base one is. So, I've got 11. That's really good actually. So, berry mentats plus 5 intelligence. Scorchbeasts brains, that's an extra 6 intelligence. Canned meat stews, you can get these from Feed the People event. Do as many as you can. You get plus 5 XP. And just give those 5 caps at some point. There's one other thing. Oh yeah, use a lunchbox, and as well as sleep. Maybe even see if you can couple it with that. I'm not sure if that works like that. I would recommend it. And then you could call a cranberry. There's a bunch of static spawn points you can find throughout the game, so you'll be able to find a whole bunch of that. Give you an extra XP. Just to give it all of that. So one thing you also want to do is find a bed. I don't have one currently built, but I can find one randomly. You get the bonus XP from Lover's Embrace or normal Well Rested if you don't have Degua as your companion, so to speak. So if I head down to Rest Hut, I'll show you what the maximum XP is per normal. I've taken a meat stew recently, so the effects, you're supposed to be able to see the difference between ROM just that alone and with it, if that makes sense. Right. I'm on a private server, just so I don't interfere with other people. So that's a normal level 60, which is 200, level 75, which is 244. So level 60 is 200, 75 is 244. Suicide, yep, started. No normal amount of experience, despite the fact I also have the meat stew, which is bonus XP as well, at 10%, so you can see the difference. It's quite low without double XP. Triple XP is even worse. Level 100, 390. These things, I pressed right on the D-pad at least 3 times to no avail. Well, that's one of my old characters that's got 30,000 caps, so I apparently have too many. So as you can see, the XP gains per enemy are different. If I go into a public server and then, you know, activate all the buffs and come back here, hopefully to one that's not been dinged, you will see a major difference in experience gains. 106 for that one as well. The level 50s are lower. They are much lower. You can just fuck off for a start. 216 for a level 100 mutant. Not too bad, I would say. 270. 164 for whatever level that was, I didn't check. So that's the XP gains you can get. Now I'm going to hop into a public server and then I'm going to activate all the buffs. That includes casual. Full team is much more preferable. Much more harder to pull off, so I'm probably just going to join one of my friends here. And basically you'll see the difference. Remember, level 50s were 164, level 60s were 200, 75s were 244 and level 100s were 316. That is not a bad amount of XP compared to, you know, other things that you can get, like a Scorchbeasts. They drop nearly 500, but these are base with just the meat stew. Now with a full team of casual, which boosts your intelligence, the brain, the berry Mentats, which is a relatively new thing, I've never actually used that, as well as being well rested, that can add on a lot of bonus XP so you can level up a lot quicker. Now these are easy to find. The lunchboxes you can buy for like 100 gold bullion each from Samuel or somebody else in the crater. You can get a maximum of 200 per day gold wise, and you can spend 300. By now, a lot of people won't need gold themselves. Right, I'm now in a public server. This helps. This is a casual team. I hope you see don't mind, but I'm going to be using it. I should also mention, you get inspirational, which is when I'm on the team I gain more experience. So let's put away my junk so I don't mind every time. They completed a quest, that's good for me. So while you're waiting for their buffs, the bond to build up, you should really rest and hope that nobody else comes along and starts killing them all. So while the bonds are coming up, you just take a quick nap. And what this does is, I don't think it will give you Lover's Embrace, so I'm going to do it without. I think it's 15% for Lover's Embrace and 10% for normal. I'm not 100% sure. I think they're both the same. I don't sleep often in the games. I keep forgetting about the buff that you can get, so I don't really bother. So now you've got a casual team completely set. That's +4 intelligence. The rested is +5. I could get well rested for some reason. So take one of these. Take one of them. Might as well refresh on that. One of these. So you get very well rested, and the bonus stuff, based on a lot of bonuses. So remember the experience from before? Level 75 now gives you 454. Level 60 is 300. 483. So you get a ton of XP just by doing that. Level 60 now gives 300. 75, 454. And as well as that, you can be able to see where everybody is, which is pretty useful. I don't know if it works on players, just bear that in mind. I'll run over here, should be able to find a level 100, just give it a this guy first. 196, not a lot, but it's still something. Oh, it's level 50, that's not very good. So now level 50 you should give a decent amount of XP, now instead of the normal crappy XP that you usually get. You should go 196, 200. I can just find a 100. I managed to get that up to nearly 900 XP the last time I did one of this, and that's without like half of these buffs. I'm a little bit confused as to why it's a lot lower, but it's still something I suppose. Oh, 100 there you go. 600 XP nearly, which is not too bad at all. So that's using a castle team, which gives bonus XP. Adrenaline gives bonus damage armor. We've got Mentats, which gives you 4.3 bonus experience, castle team bonus, plus 4 intelligence, which gives extra XP. The plus 5 experience from the well rested. If you get the Lover's Embrace, you'll probably get maybe 10-15% extra. You've got the very well rested, which is plus 25%, then you've got the canned stew plus 12%, and you've got the broiled brain, which gives extra 7.5 intelligence. Now obviously that boosts my intelligence to 30, that's due to me being a bloody build. So all of my bloody builds, unyielding and all that, will buff all of my specials further, which is pretty good, I think. So yeah, that's literally all you have to do to get bonus experience. You can see the difference from 2 to 300 to nearly 400, 500, 600 XP. And one run from this, if you add more, maybe I could. Yeah, I've increased my intelligence to 34 just by doing that. So if I go into Southwest Tech, I'll be able to show you the difference between 30 and 34 with all of the buffs. Now that I've just figured that out, this is a great example. So your bloody builds are probably the best ways to get a whole bunch of XP, including unyielding. But there's also what doesn't. Well, unyielding gives me buffs in intelligence and everything else. But for normal ones, the other things that I've mentioned, don't forget carnivore mutation. They also increase benefits when you eat some meat, which is why meat stews are good. They don't have a spoil time, so they have to worry with the salts. They're very mentats. So now. Level 75s give me nearly 500. Level 60s give me nearly enough 400. And level 100 of them give me nearly enough 400. Near enough 500 XP, and you can see from where I started off to where I am now. You can see the major experience bonus. Oh, that's 100, that's the guy I need. Easy beer. 631 experience. Unfortunately, something left, so your intelligence can get dropped by 1. So if someone does leave, you still get 600 XP per 100. Not sure how I got 700, but I guess I'll figure that out. 388. 475. 243. You can see the experience I'm getting just by running through one of these. From measly 1 to 200, and I'm mutant hounds are giving 300. Super mutants are giving me a lot more experience. The hell was that? So you can see the difference. 600? 300? You can see the difference. It levels you up a lot quicker. Especially if you're a high level. Most builds here are probably easily, that's a lot of, just that alone. That's a few thousand experience right there. So that's the experience guide I've got for you all. If you enjoyed, Oh yeah, my intelligence dropped down to like 29 now for some reason. Now somebody else has just joined. Huh. I think so, yeah, I know why. The problem I have with Mentats is they only last like 5 minutes. So you'll have to keep popping them every 5 minutes, and I sometimes just forget. So I'm losing out on experience and intelligence, but it's still fun. Even without the berry Mentats, as you can see, it's still a decent amount of experience. I think that's also just run out. So you lose 4 intelligence, but you still gain a decent amount without it anyway. Good for you, Overlord. But thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, if you have any questions down below, please let me know. If you're wondering how to grind out some berry Mentats or get more meat stews. Meat stews are simply the Feed the People event, which is at Mama Doctor's food processing. It'll come up on the screen when it's active. It comes up every so often. It's a slight pain in the ass to try and trigger. But hope you all have enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe. Any questions, feel free to leave in the comments and I can answer them in detail if you need me to, or simply it's up to you. Or I could do detailed MTLDL underneath. But thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.